answering more questions from you about best practices and how to apply them in your home. So this one is, how do I patch holes on a rough textured wall? This is a great question. We have fairly smooth walls here at the museum, but I have rough textured walls at my house. And I am constantly moving artwork around and rearranging, so I end up with a lot of holes that are spread out. Most of them are small nail holes, and I'm really only addressing that for now because a larger patch on a textured wall is a different issue altogether. So there's a lot of different ways you can approach this. First of all, I'll just say that if you're using something like spackle or lightweight joint compound, that's really all that you need to patch a small nail hole. So one of the tips that I have about that is just to always use a small amount as you can, because if you have a fully textured wall and there's just one little hole, if you take the joint compound or stucco end and put your finger on it and stuff it right into that little hole, you can smooth that out. You can sand it if you need to, but that means it won't take over a larger area of the wall. So if you have a little nail hole, basically less is better. You won't be smoothing out the texture of your wall by adding too much patch to it. If you have them all over, if you've noticed that there already are smooth patches that break up the rough textured surface, one thing that a lot of people do to try to match that texture is use a sponge with a little bit of joint compound on it. You can kind of water it down, and if you press your sponge across that patch on the textured wall, it'll leave those little marks that might mimic the rest of the texture on your wall. And that is certainly a slightly artful way to do it. And then people you can fade that in a little bit, which is a really great solution for a larger portion of the wall if you have a large patch that you need to fix. So if you have a gallery wall or a wall in your home that will get a lot of holes in it because you're changing up things all the time, just remember that you can change your hardware. Maybe you're using larger screws than you need to. If you can use small nails with brass hangers or picture hangers, that can really do a lot to save your walls. So then you end up with just those little fingertip patches, which is ideal for avoiding smooth patches on a textured surface.